Now that Team Go Rocket has new Pokemon in their Shadow Pokemon lineup, basically we have Cliff here, and he's got the new Shadow Cubone team. This is actually going to be a look, same account, so it's level 46, and of course Team Go Rocket, the leaders, they'll scale up the CP based on your trainer level, so it's up or down. If you're level 40 and above, it's going to be higher up there. If you're level 20-something, 30-something, it'll be lower than this, of course. What we mainly want to focus on is that bigger screen right there on the left side. This is actually the optimal team when it comes to resistances, so it's just specifically about resistances while also dealing super effective damage. We'll talk about that in a second. I just want to mention that, of course, the only other reason that there's like a smaller screen there to the right, it's the same account, like I said. We're going up against the same Pokemon from Cliff, but some of them have different movesets. We'll talk about that maybe too, but basically, it's just to offer you some other choices, essentially, over there on the right side. So the Cubone on both screens is actually using Rock Smash as the fast attack. That's why Starmie is going to resist it, being that it has Psychic type within it, but it's also water. It's got a lot of water movesets. But a little bit more interesting is Masquerain over there on the left side, so that's going to double resist because, of course, Bug somehow is resistant to fighting, but so is Flying. And so the Masquerain being both of those, you're going to double resist the fighting type of Rock Smash, of course, from the Cubone, but it also has Bubble Beam, so go figure. Masquerain can also use a water type attack, so you're going to be dealing super effective damage right there. Now, of course, you see Electivire going down. That would be on the right side. I don't think that one was played really all that well. You see, we're sending in a Galarian Stunfisk, and that actually would have been great if Cliff's Electivire had Thundershock. Now, what's even better is actually the Pokemon we are going to send out for Cliff's Electivire here on the big screen. That'll be coming up pretty soon, because that Electivire is going to have Thundershock, whereas Galarian Stunfisk, it does take super effective damage from fighting type moves. So when Electivire has its only other fast attack, then Thundershock, it's going to be low kick, and so that being a fighting type move is going to deal super effective damage. Like we said, to Galarian Stunfisk. Normally, Galarian Stunfisk, awesome against most things, but it would have major resistances, of course, to Thundershock, and in this case, being that it doesn't, we're gonna go ahead and just kind of finish off with our Masquerain there on the big screen on the left side. But this Pokemon is amazing against Electivire with Thundershock, ladies and gentlemen. The Dragon and the Ground from Garchomp, those both are gonna resist, so those resist Electric, and of course, it has Sand Tomb. It's also got the fast attack of Mudshot. Those are both ground moves, and they are gonna be super effective, clearly, against Electivire. The one thing about Sand Tomb is, like, yeah, while it's ground and while it's going to deal super effective damage, it's just such a weak attack as far as damage goes. So the damage output is really not going to be all that great, but it has a guaranteed debuff. And so the defense will fall with each one of those. You should be able to bring it down. This is the thing, is that, like, this fight has been made much harder doing it this way. Even though if you are going to stick within the Great League CP, that's what I mean, it's much harder, right? Because we're nerfing ourselves hardcore. Like, we could just use 2,500, 3,000 plus CP Pokemon and really just out-muscle Cliff, beat him very easily, with or without type advantages probably in a lot of cases, but the point being that when you are actually sticking 1,500 or below on the CP, like I am right here, the Great Leagues, we have found Pokemon on that big screen to the left that double resist while dealing super effective, and that's usually what you're looking for if you are ever having any trouble. So this maybe is geared more towards like the beginner players, people that don't do Team Go Rocket all that much, and if that is you, you should know, just in case you don't. For instance, Garchomp is sending out these Sand Tombs. We are doing that to lower the defense of the Charizard before we switch out to the more optimal pick. But every single time that you switch a Pokemon out, or the Team Go Rocket people can switch them out too, like if one of their Pokemon faints, but also whenever either side uses a charge attack, Team Go Rocket's Pokemon are going to stand still for about 3 seconds. And so that's time that you want to take advantage. You don't want to just use your charge attack right away, even if you have it, because if that Pokemon's doing nothing, just completely standing still, you want to get some hits in, and that's going to generate more energy for you to then use your charge move again and again after that stagnation period is over. And so Omastar, I mean, look at this. Charizard is going to take 256% damage from rock type attacks, and so Omastar is just devastating to that Charizard with ancient power there. And so, of course, Cliff is freaking out saying, This can't be. Well, it is, shithead. And so we've done it. We might just have like one more Cliff video for this lineup. Please feel free to click an end screen on screen to see another one. And thanks for viewing.